No, it's important for me to be at Punk and Lovers tonight, even though I don't really like doing interviews, because it was really the most formative time of my life. You know, when I met Dennis Bovell and Don Letts, and they introduced me to reggae, and they treated us young working class girls, I mean, we were the same age as them, as real people, and really no one else in society did. Definitely the culture at the time was very macho, very patriarchal, and to meet a bunch of young men, especially so talented as Dennis, and have them treat us like human beings, no attitude, no sexual come on, just respect, and we weren't even very good musicians. It was wonderful, and we're still friends for life because of that.
And kind of you touched upon in your speech there that, you know, you did have a lot of barriers. What do you think now, someone in your position who doesn't have a father who's a working class, what do you think, and is female, what barriers do you reckon they've got?
A young working class woman nowadays trying to make music or have a voice, be creative anyway, I think one of the biggest barriers is that really all the arts in Britain, I feel, are overrun by the middle classes, and I talk a lot in schools, in comprehensive schools, and the young men and the young women who have come from, you know, the poorer backgrounds, council flats like I did, they haven't got the nerve to take the risk to be that poor that you have to be. You know, I was in my 30s still living in a squat on dirty mattresses. I mean, it's like that sort of culture isn't around anymore where you can dare to do that. I mean, I think capitalism, consumerism has taken over. People don't want to be poor, but also the young working classes don't really have the confidence to think they can get anywhere in the arts. I don't think that much has changed in those 40 years in terms of that, you know, and there maybe is even less of an atmosphere where you feel you can break through now than there was. I mean, it was only 18 months where you felt you could break through in the 70s, and it all closed up again when Thatcher came into power in 79. But yeah, I think it's the confidence and the fact that they know they're not going to make any money, not even enough to live on in these times. So it's really working. So it's really middle class children whose parents are paying for instruments, paying for them to be at art school, funding their home, who are able to make art nowadays. And is it Audre Lorde who said, you know, the masters, what was that Audre Lorde quote about, you know, the master's tools are not going to break down the master's house. And I feel like the children of the ruling classes are not going to make art that challenges the status quo. I think I was a bit long-winded, but...
That's fine. And you said there that you kind of teach in schools.
Yeah.
And what is it that you want to convey to someone that's 15 years old and wanting to do it? What is it that you would say, look, you know, tell yourself at 15 as well?
I talk to young girls in comprehensive schools who are making music, and they copy what's in the charts, they copy what's on X Factor. They want to be perfect. And what I would love to impart to them and try to impart to them is roughness, rough edges, talking about your actual real life, which seems so unimportant in the big world. That's what's important in the arts, and that's what other young girls need to see and need to hear, to somehow give them the confidence to be themselves and talk about their own lives. I need to hear that from them. You know, my daughter needs to hear that. But there's still this sort of feeling like you have to be perfect, have this great voice, be an amazing singer. You know, there's this sort of quote I heard years ago that the better someone sings, the less you believe them. I don't think it matters how well you play or you sing if you've got something to say. That's what was important in the 60s and 70s, and that needs to come back, and young working class people need to feel confident enough to be able to express what's happening in their lives.